welcome to the Ontario Cycling Association update for June 4th, 2012. In this episode, we'll feature the excitement from the Trek Store Canada Cup on June 3rd with lots of world-class talent on display. We'll visit the Tough Rack Ontario Cup downhill opener at Horseshoe Valley Resort. In club news, the Trek women are out in full force and seeking new members. We'll have a report from the highly successful Mountain Bike Team Ontario project and hear from coach Mike Garrigan. And finally, we'll catch up with the Ontario-based Scott 3 Rox Racing team. First up, gravity and speed at Horseshoe Valley.
This is Greg Rawson here reporting from the first Downhill Ontario Cup event at Horseshoe Resort. Happy to be here amongst the downhill community today. Brand new course for 2012, brand new race organization putting it on. Tough Rack guys have done a great job. I encourage everybody to come out and participate at the next one in June. Head to our website for more details.
Over 200 riders from mini-me all the way to senior elite took to the course and provided some fast and exciting runs for the large and appreciative crowds. There were some very fast times in all categories, but the fastest time of the day went to men's elite Rob Fraser of Lapierre Park in a cracking 56.99 seconds.
Rob Fraser, make some noise for Rob Fraser doing it for Lapierre Park.
The race was really good. Track held up with all the nice weather we've had this weekend, so didn't change too much throughout other than some dust and some holes and stuff. So I had a really clean run, knew what to expect, and put in all the work and got her done today. So the track was awesome, made up by the Tough Rack crew and Shane, and big props to those guys. It was wicked, so it was a really fun weekend.
The next Ontario Cup downhill is June 17th at Sir Sam's in Haliburton.
Hi, I'm Tammy Simmons from the Trek Women's Cycling Club. We're a cycling club based out of the Trek stores of Barrie, Aurora, and Toronto. And our primary goal is to get women out cycling, and as you can see behind me, we've got a big group of women today for our first ride of the season, and we have everyone from novice riders who have really not spent a lot of time on a bike before, and to some of our riders who race in the Ontario Cup Series, and we just get people out riding, learning some new skills, and meeting some new friends. If you want to find out more about the Trek Women's Cycling Club, you can contact either of the Trek Barrie, Aurora, or Toronto stores, and they can give you more information on how to sign up. After today, we have 4 more rides during the season for mountain biking, as well as 4 rides for road riding.
In mid-May, the Ontario Cycling Association High Performance coach Mike Garrigan, 2 assistants and 12 young Ontario athletes set off for the Canada Cup Development Project, taking in the cross-country events at Mont Tremblant and Baie-Saint-Paul, Quebec. Athletes included cadet experts, junior experts, and under-23 elites. The group also took in a few days at the National Cycling Training Centre in Bromont between races. All athletes seemed to have a great time, and there were some excellent results, which certainly bodes well for the upcoming cross-country nationals at Saint-Félicien on June 16th.
The course was tough. Like, the climb right off the start just buried me, and then the descent, it's like just sort of holding on for dear life.
It was sweet. It was a lot better than I remember racing it the last 2 times. I was definitely prepared for it this time. It was Mark, Antoine, and I just sort of battling it out. Then I ended up dropping my chain out a bit of mechanical, and I ended up like 4th, and beat my way back up into 2nd, and Mark was still like 10 seconds in front of me. And then coming around 3rd lap, he was off in the bush on off of one of the rock elements, and I think he ended up getting a bit injured or mechanical or something, and I just took it out from there, and I just held it, and then ended up winning it.
Okay, so we just concluded the first 3 Canada Cups, and for Team Ontario we did quite well. We did really well in the juniors, we did well in the U23, we did well really across the board. Canada Cup trip went really, really well this year, as usual. Like I tell the athletes every year, we've just been building on success, and it seems like that that we just aren't really slowing down, and now leading into nationals we're in really good shape. We've got 2 weeks to do some last minute prep, and I think we're going to have some good races.
On June 3rd, Cross Country Canada Cup number 3 made its annual visit to Hardwood Ski and Bike for a fun-filled day of combined Ontario Cup racing. The sometimes torrential rain didn't prevent many impressive performances in all categories.
How was the race?
It was excellent. Wet, but all good.
Oh, really good. The rain made the course nice and, well, it was really sandy, so now everything's together and it's not loose.
In the elite races, there were some big names in the lineup with Jeff Kabush, Derek Zanstra and Cameron Jetty of Scott 3 Rox Racing, Raphael Gagne of Rocky Mountain and the series leader, as well as Troy Wells from the USA. In the women's side, Ontario's Emily Batty of Subaru Trek was raring to go, along with Sandra Walters of Expresso Barzal and Amanda Sin of Scott 3 Rox Racing. The racing was exciting, with the lead in both races changing in the first few laps until the final leaders settled into a rhythm. Cameron Jetty of Scott 3 Rox Racing led for the first 2 laps, then all 3 Scott 3 Rox racers led the race for a lap until the Canada Cup series leader Raphael Gagne of Equipe de Quebec Rocky Mountain fought back into second place in the last 2 laps. Emily Batty took the women's race, while BC's Jeff Kabush took the men's, each with about a minute ahead of their nearest rival.
A bit wetter than expected. Definitely had some weather systems coming through, but a lot of fun. I mean, the trails are pretty sandy, so still able to ride everything, but made it a bit more exciting. And it's been a fun weekend. It's kind of my team, Scott 3 Rox, kind of home race, so it's been nice. It's been about 10 years since I've raced at Hardwood, so it's nice to come back and get the win.
It was actually the most interesting race so far this year, I think as far as, rain and weather, goes. First 2 laps was as slick as it can get at the Hardwood Hills. It was really, really cool. But definitely had to brush up on my lead riding skills. And then kind of like 3rd, 4th, and 5th lap, it was, if I finally got the hang of it, was really loving it out there. But it took a couple laps to get used to the surfing and, the just strictly rear braking and, berming around the corners and everything. But it was good, Sandra Walters, she set a really good pace the first 2 laps, kind of, setting the pace through the mud. So I was following her wheel for the first little bit, and then I decided to go on a climb, and then just put a good gap, and then I was racing the guys, which is always fun.
Things have been going great. We've been really busy. Started the season off in March down in Austin, Texas. A lot of travel, going all over the place. Went to Sea Otter, South Africa World Cup, over to Europe twice already. Things have been going great. Riders have been riding really strong. Great results today from the team from all categories. We got a little bit of a training camp coming up this week, and then we head to St. Felician for the Nationals, then on to Mount St. Anne and Windham. Then the riders are getting ready for the final swing in Europe for the last World Cup, Olympics, and then on to World Championships in Austria. So still got a pretty busy season, but compared to the front end of the season, it's gotten a lot easier. A little easier on me, a little less planning just because there's fewer races.
That's it for this episode of the OCA Update. Next time we'll have a report from both the cross country and road nationals with many Ontario riders competing in both events.